Okay, we've had the first 5 minutes of discrimination. That's been quite good as well, quite direct one side to another. So I'm going to hand over to Patrick in that case to begin his cross-examination of Sean. Go ahead.
Do you not believe in the royal prerogative? And do you not think that the Prime Minister should have the power to conduct foreign policy?
Not always, no. I think that when foreign policy is very, very complicated, that she has a duty to consult Parliament because she can't represent all of the United Kingdom. Now, the Prime Minister represents her own constituency. I'm sure she does that very well. She also represents the Conservative Party. She probably does that less well. But she cannot and perhaps should not represent all of the United Kingdom. The only way in which that can happen in a complicated process is when every part of the United Kingdom has a say. I think that when something as complicated as Brexit comes along, having more minds on board and more people represented on board will give us the best possible outcome. I certainly believe it would give us a better outcome than a leap in the dark.
Well, so you talked about sort of every part of the United Kingdom there. What about Scotland? I mean, 57 out of, I think, 59 seats are held by the Scottish Nationalist Party. They have an agenda which is separate from the best wishes of the United Kingdom, and is, to say the least. And do we really want, given the slenderness of the current majority, do we really want the Scottish Nationalist Party, putting a gun to the head of the British government?
No, but I do believe that there are parts of the Scottish economy that are going to be impacted by Brexit, and I think that they have a right, if not a duty, to represent those interests to the Prime Minister. One of our biggest exports is oil. That's largely based in Aberdeen. If we don't hammer out a deal about how we're going to conduct oil trade deals effectively, and we make sure that the rules we do and don't follow that come from the EU are negotiated appropriately, that can only happen with MPs who have a direct interest in championing that interest in Parliament to happen. Every part of the Scottish economy deserves to be represented. I think it only can be in the Scottish Parliament. Just because you think that the Scottish nationalists have an agenda separate to the rest of Parliament, I don't believe that that's true. I believe that the SNP tries its best to represent Scottish interests in the same way that, Labour MPs try to represent their constituents better.
Have you ever met the Scottish National Party?
I have many times, actually.
I really don't think that you could honestly say that the Conservative and Unionist Party is not going to be representing all of the United Kingdom. Because I certainly think that they will, and they are also the second largest party in the Scottish Parliament. What about the social divisions that this will cause? I mean, do you not think that we've had enough of the country being torn apart? Is it not true that one of the reasons people are trying to put forward this vote is to scupper Brexit? There are people and there are motions at the moment to try and reverse the referendum or have a second referendum. What are your thoughts on that?
The issue that I have with social divisions, and social divisions are increasingly becoming a big issue in the United Kingdom, but they become an issue when people feel that things are inflicted upon them without them having a say about it. Now, if you like, that was one of the reasons I think that we were driven to leave the EU, is that people felt that things were inflicted upon them that they didn't want. Now, there's a huge part of the United Kingdom that also voted Remain, and those people deserve to be represented too. Now, if Brexit is felt to be inflicted upon them without them having a say about what their interests are, you're actually going to increase the social divisions in our country and not improve some of the social relations that we want to see.
Final question, please.
Don't you think that there would be a massive democratic backlash if the will of the majority, those original 17 million people, is seen to be again circumvented? And also, just going to add another thing. Do you not think that having lots and lots of debates in Parliament about this will embolden the Europeans to be harsher on us, because they know that we're not negotiating with a united hand?
No. I think that the European negotiating team will be much more aggressive about its demands if we don't have a debate in Parliament. Because if you don't have an opportunity to define your position, like in many debates that I've had, your opposition will define it for you. And if you like, that puts the European Union in a much stronger position in the negotiating process. If we have the opportunity to define how we want to do Brexit in the United Kingdom by bringing Parliament together and discuss it, we have a much stronger position to try and defend than if we don't really define it at all, because then the European Union will define it for us.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being our winning guinea pigs. Now, here are